There are journeys that test your limits, and then there's the road from Chandel to Pangi Valley via Sach Pass, a journey not just through rugged Himalayan terrain but through a land untouched, unforgiving, and unbelievably beautiful. Nestled deep in the heart of Himachal Pradesh, this route passes through one of the most treacherous yet breathtaking roads in India. Sach Pass, standing tall at 4,420 meters, 14,500 feet, is the gateway to the Pangi Valley, one of the remotest and least explored valleys of the Indian Himalayas. The journey begins at Chamba, a historic town nestled on the banks of the Ravi River. From here, you travel to Chandel, a small point near Bairagra that serves as a launch pad for those daring to cross Sach Pass. The climb begins subtly, with pine-covered slopes and scenic valleys, but as you ascend past Bairagra, the terrain changes dramatically. The narrow road clings to the edge of vertical cliffs, with waterfalls crashing down onto the muddy path, and landslides always lurking. This is where your adventure begins in earnest. As you approach Sach Pass, the views open up to reveal snow-covered ridges and glacial valleys. The temperature drops rapidly, often below 5 degrees Celsius even in July, and snow patches line the route. The pass is usually accessible only between mid-June to mid-October, with July and August being the safest windows, although monsoon rains can still cause roadblocks. Four-wheel drives or motorcycles with high ground clearance are essential, and it's highly advisable to carry extra fuel, a spare tire, and basic repair tools. Crossing Sach Pass is not for the faint-hearted. The road is gravelly, narrow, and at places nothing more than a mud path carved out of ice and rock. But every turn offers an unbeatable reward: panoramic views of the Pangi range, hanging glaciers, and valleys lost in time. At the top of the pass, colorful prayer flags flutter in the harsh wind, and the only sounds you hear are the wind howling and distant avalanches falling. The feeling is surreal, like you've reached the roof of Himachal. Once across the pass, you begin the descent into Pangi Valley, a high-altitude desert-like basin cradled between the Zanskar and Pangi ranges. Unlike Lahore or Spiti, Pangi has retained its complete rawness. Villages here are spread far apart, homes built from stone and wood, and locals speak a distinct dialect called Pangwali. There are no tourist crowds, no cafes, no mobile signal for long stretches, just a stunningly wild and isolated Himalayan wilderness. The first major settlement you encounter is Killar, the administrative center of Pangi Valley. Located at about 2,600 meters, Killar is a rustic town surrounded by deodar forests and jagged cliffs. From here, you can rest, refuel, and plan excursions to nearby hamlets like Sural Valley, Hudden Batori, or even deeper into the valley. The Sural Valley is especially known for its Buddhist monasteries, Tibetan-influenced culture, and green meadows surrounded by 6,000-meter peaks. Don't be surprised if you spot Himalayan ibex, marmots, or even brown bears along the higher ridges. The climate in Pangi Valley is alpine and harsh. Summer days are crisp with temperatures ranging between 10 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius, while nights drop to freezing even in July. The valley remains snowbound from November to May, making Sach Pass inaccessible and cutting off road connectivity. This seasonal isolation has helped preserve Pangi's ancient traditions and untouched ecosystems. Electricity is sparse, networks are almost absent, and accommodations are basic, yet the hospitality is heartwarming. Food options are mostly local. Expect simple Himachali meals like modra, siddu, rajma chawal, or buckwheat rotis with butter tea. Staying in homestays offers not only warmth and comfort but also stories from the locals, tales of winter snow walls taller than houses, ancient gods worshipped in wooden temples, and yaks wandering into their gardens. The most adventurous leg of the journey lies further beyond Killar. The Killar to Kishtwar road is often dubbed as one of the most dangerous roads in the world. A thin dirt track etched into vertical rock faces above the Chenab River, with no guardrails and hairpin turns that test nerves. This stretch is not for everyone, but for those who dare, it's the ride of a lifetime. Midway through your adventure, perhaps while standing at Sach Pass or gazing across the remote expanse of Pangi, if you're enjoying this deep dive into unexplored Himalayas, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We bring you not just destinations, but raw journeys that reconnect you with the wilderness. Your support helps us discover and share more of India's forgotten corners. The best itinerary for exploring this region would ideally be spread across 5 to 6 days. Day 1, reach Chamba and halt at Bairagra. Day 2, cross Sach Pass and reach Killar. Days 3 and 4, explore the inner valleys like Sural, Rawest, or Purti. Day 5, either exit back via Sach Pass, if weather permits, or continue toward Kishtwar and onward to Jammu. It's important to keep your itinerary flexible. Roadblocks, landslides, and sudden weather changes are part of this terrain. For those interested in trekking, several short treks originate from Sural and Rawest. You can hike to high-altitude lakes, glacier points, or old shepherd trails used for centuries. These trails remain unmarked and require local guides. Camping is possible, but there are no formal campsites. Everything here is raw and real. Some tips for travelers: always inform someone of your travel route, carry sufficient cash as ATMs are non-existent, pack warm clothing in layers, sunscreen, gloves, and headlamps, and never underestimate the terrain. Even short distances can take hours. Also, respect local customs. Many villages have sacred groves, wooden temples, and seasonal festivals that are deeply rooted in tradition. What makes the Chandel to Pangi journey via Sach Pass truly exceptional is the way it blends thrill with solitude. It's a journey where every kilometer brings a challenge, but also a deeper connection with nature. There are no distractions, just your engine, the wind, and the Himalayas whispering their age-old secrets. As you complete this journey, you'll realize that the road wasn't just about reaching Pangi, it was about discovering the raw pulse of Himachal. A place where mountains are alive, rivers roar without end, and valleys still echo with silence. So pack your courage, prepare your wheels, and ride into one of the last true frontiers of India. And if this journey moved you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Because adventures like these deserve to be seen, shared, and celebrated.